24 hours with Opus 5, and the verdict is in from people who actually built with it, and here is the headline. It is not Fable. It stopped guessing what you meant, and that one change rewrites how you prompt. This is Mainframe, your daily guide through the AI chaos, what actually happened, who is winning, and how to take yourself to the next level. It is Sunday, July 26, 2026. I am Nova.
And I am Dex.
On today's Mainframe, Opus 5, one day in, the hands-on verdict from real builders and the single prompting change that makes it sing. Codex can now reach across folders, your code, your docs, your reference material, all one project. Your Python linter went from 59 default rules to 413 overnight, so today it is going to light up your repo, and we have got the batch fix move. And a research folder pattern from Vercel's Guillermo Rausch, plus a free way to run Opus 5 with no new bill. Let's get into it.
One honest note before the board, these voices are AI. The reporting, the pics, and the calls you are about to hear are human-made. Now, the board.
One macro move that touches your stack. Stephanie Palazzolo and Amir Efrati at the Information Report Stripe is in talks to buy OpenRouter, the model routing layer, for close to $10 billion, up from a $1.3 billion valuation, with Databricks also in early talks. We flagged the OpenRouter sale as billions on the 17th. The delta is the buyer and the number. Read through. The switch between models is now a payments giant asset. Own your own routing config so you never inherit somebody else's pricing.
Which is exactly the operator problem.
It is. Brought to you by Outpace. Picture the person who spent 30 years building real businesses, real estate, hospitality, food, even a theater. Today, they point a whole team of AI agents at one client's project at a time, strategy to ship. Outpace at outpace.media is a system, not a freelancer, and not a faceless agency. The agents do the work. One senior operator directs the fleet, and you own the code and the keys at the end. On a week when the best model on the board halves in price on a Saturday and the routing layer gets bought on a Thursday, you do not want to be steering that alone. So here is the move. Book a 30-minute call at outpace.media. That is outpace.media.
To the wire.
Lead story, and it is an update, so only the delta. We covered the Opus 5 launch yesterday. Half of Fable's price, narrowly number one on intelligence, best-in-class computer use. What is new today is 24 hours of real builds, and the verdict is sharper than the spec sheet. Theo put it best. Opus 5 is a strange but useful in-between of GPT 5.6 Sol and Fable 5. It takes things super literally. Its code is slightly worse to look at, but more likely to be correct, and it regularly catches things Fable missed. Every's vibe check agrees. Brilliant in flashes, and it will argue with your instructions and does not always play nice with your existing skills and plugins.
So the model got more capable and less agreeable.
Right, and that is the actionable part. Fable would read your mind and do the tasteful thing. Opus 5 does exactly what you wrote, no more. So the move this week is 3 steps. 1. Rewrite your fuzzy prompts into explicit specs because Opus 5 will not infer the intent you left out. 2. Retest your skills and Claude.md files against it before you trust them because some were tuned to Fable's guessing and will now fight you. 3. Lean into its self-checking. It catches its own errors, so ask it to verify before it ships. And the upside of literal and correct, Matt Schumer one-shot a full 3JS game with Opus 5, every asset custom-coded, nothing external. Detailed spec in, working game out.
Second on the wire, a quiet Codex win.
OpenAI's Codex team shipped multi-folder local projects. Until now, a Codex project was basically one directory. Now, a project can include related code, docs, and reference files from several folders at once. and Codex reads and writes across all of them, while one primary folder stays the Git root. If you have ever watched an agent lose the plot because your API docs lived one folder over from your code, this is the fix. The move. Add your reference and design folders alongside your code root so the agent stops working half-blind.
Third, the one that is going to surprise people when they open their editor Monday.
Astral shipped Ruff 0.16.0, and the fast Python linter just raised its default rule set from 59 rules to 413. Simon Willison ran it, and it surfaced 1,618 problems in one project alone. This is not a bug. It is 7 times more checks on by default, so your clean repo is about to look messy. The move, and it is a good one. Run it, then hand the whole report to your agent and have it batch fix. You will clear months of latent issues in one pass.
To the tool lab. 2 picks, 1 technique, 1 thing.
The technique comes from Guillermo Rauch at Vercel, and it is dead simple. He does all his research now with an agent CLI and the file system. A folder literally called research. An agents.md file inside it, describing the format he likes and his best practices, and then he launches the agent and asks a question. The agent finds and correlates knowledge from previous sessions, and it scales to infinity because it is just files. No app, no knowledge graph, no UI. Sync the folder over iCloud or Git, and it follows you across machines. Set it up today. Make a research folder, write one agents.md with your preferred output format, and point your CLI at it. His framing is that the factory is the product, and this is the smallest possible factory.
And the thing.
This one is a hidden gem, and it is timely. T3 code from Theo and the Ping team, open source and free. It is a clean, graphical front end for Claude Code and Codex that runs on the subscription you already pay for. No extra bill, no key to buy. You install it with npxt3 at nightly. In the last week, they merged 76 pull requests, Opus 5 support, an auto mode for approvals, and Claude code skills right in the composer. So, if you have been living in the terminal, this gives you parallel agents, a real thread list, and worktree isolation on top of the exact subscription you own. First step, run it tonight against a repo you know and drive 2 agents at once.
Use cases, ways to use what you already have.
3. 1. The Opus 5 game build, credit Matt Schumer. This weekend, hand Opus 5 1 detailed spec for a small canvas or 3 JS toy, tell it no external assets, and let it generate everything. The literalism that makes it annoying in chat makes it a monster at one-shotting a tight spec. 2. The Ruff cleanup, credit Simon Willison. Run Ruff 0.16 on your Python project, pipe the report into Claude Code, and have it fix the flagged rules in batches with tests between each batch. 3. Consolidate your scattered repo. Use the new Codex multi-folder support to pull your docs and reference code into one project so the agent finally sees the whole picture instead of one directory.
Which is the whole game now, being findable.
It is. Brought to you by SearchVis, also an Outpace media product. Mainframe tells you what shipped. SearchVis makes sure the models know what you shipped. When a buyer asks Claude or ChatGPT or Perplexity for the best tool in your category, the model names you or it names your competitor, and if it does not name you, you do not exist to that buyer. SearchVis tracks whether the answer engines cite your brand across every engine, tells you why, and hands you the exact move to win the citation. Check where you stand and start free at searchvis.outpace.media. That is searchvis.outpace.media. Be the answer.
Deep dive. One idea.
Here is the through line nobody framed out loud today. Opus 5 stopped guessing. Rauch says the factory is the product. Both are the same lesson. The model is done reading your mind, so the value moved to the precision of what you hand it. For 2 years, the winning move was a clever prompt that nudged a model toward the tasteful answer. That era is closing. The new models are literal and correct, which means they reward an exact spec and punish a vague one. The scarce skill is not prompting anymore. It is specifying, writing down what done actually means so a literal machine can execute it without inventing the parts you left blank.
So the fuzzy prompters are about to have a bad month.
They are, and the people with a written spec are about to feel unstoppable. So here is what I would actually do. Take the one task you keep re-explaining to your agent, and this week write it down once, as a spec or an agents.md, precise enough that a literal model gets it right the first time. Stop reprompting. Start specifying. That file outlives every model on the leaderboard.
Level up.
One move this week. Spend 10 minutes writing your most repeated task as an explicit spec, then run it on Opus 5 and watch a literal model nail it. And if you want every story, number, and link from today in your inbox, subscribe to the free Mainframe newsletter, The Written Brief, every morning.
That is the show. We will see you tomorrow.
Build something.